Hello everybody, welcome back to Calgary Barbell. We're here wrapping up the week's training, 4 weeks out now from IPF Open Worlds, and things are picking up steam. Things are rolling along, and I couldn't be happier with how training is feeling right now. So day one, I came in, took my first squat over 800 pounds. Unfortunately, got a little hesitant, cut it a little bit high. Just haven't been pushing the depth in my suit as well as I should have or could have recently, and ended up having to kind of make up for that with some of my back down work. Now, I filmed one of the singles of my back down work, and this was actually still a little bit higher than the deepest rep I got that day, but it does go to, I would say, maybe too white light territory. It goes to a disputed depth. But I was definitely able to sink some reps, and this next week, just you watch, I'm gonna hit depth with my top single, and it's gonna be gorgeous. Stay tuned to my Instagram, Bryce_CBB, if you wanna see more specifics of the training footage. I also did some bench pressing this day. I took one single at 232.5 kilos and two singles at 235. I think I touched both the 235s, was in the range of 7.5 to 8.5 RP, so right on target, and then finished that with a 215 set of 5. That takes us into day two, my equipped deadlift session. Now, unfortunately, I have footage of me walking towards the bar, and then it cuts, because the camera dies. I was an idiot, didn't check the battery, but I pulled a very, very smooth 352.5 kilos. And then a bunch of back down work at 325 that day, and then did some pin press and some front squats. So I'm actually really enjoying front squats. This is the first time I haven't been able to get an actual front rack position with my hands on the bar. I gotta use that strap trick like you've maybe seen Mike T doing. But I feel like that's a better sort of substitute than the sort of zombie cross arm thing. That just makes me feel super unstable. We're gonna dive into album of the week now. So 2 albums, actually, 2 unreal, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 Screaming Bryce heads. Just some of the best albums of the year, I think, came out. So Straight from the Path, their new one, Internal Atomics, came out, as well as Counterparts. I think it's called Nothing Left to Love, if I'm not mistaken. Those 2 albums, Straight from the Path, very Rage Against the Machine, very pointed, almost politically charged, some interesting and I think very worthwhile and cool to hear commentary in their lyrics, as well as being just a really great heavy ass album. And Counterparts, just honestly one of the best hardcore albums I've heard. Not a whole lot more to say about that, but that's 2 albums, 5 out of 5 Screaming Bryce heads on both. 10 out of 10. Go enjoy some good music. There's tons of it coming out right now. Now that brings us to the raw portion of the week. And this actually went pretty damn well as well. So I hit 250 kilo squat for a set of 4. As well on my raw day, really pushed the depth, really worked on making sure that all of my squats were depth. I've gotten to the point where with my previous or my past hip injury affecting me, it felt very positionally dependent. So if I got out of position, if I lost position, if I hit the bottom wrong, I felt like my odds of feeling pain on that rep would increase. And now I've gotten to a point where I feel very comfortable with squatting. I've had some misgrooved reps and it hasn't bothered me. So I really pushed the depth on these. My top set felt amazing. By my last back off set, I was getting a little bit sort of out of position in the bottom, but again, no aggravation to the hip, so that's very good. My comp raw bench that day, I was also very, very proud of. I hit 177.5 kilo single, and this was probably an RPE 8, I'd say. It was right on point for an 8, maybe a little bit less. And then I followed that up with 165 for 3, which matches my best comp bench triple of all time. Beyond that, just some overhead press, and then came in for my deadlift day, my raw deadlift day. Worked up to 305 kilos for a set of 4, and those are feeling good. My pull is 100% back. I feel like for a while there, I kind of departed from my technique. My hip was starting to bug me pulling for a while. I just kind of couldn't get into a good rhythm, couldn't get it feeling natural and automatic like it had in the past, whereas now it's clicking. For whatever reason, what I'm doing right now is working. 305 moved super well, probably 7.5 RP, hit my back down work, and then did some pin press that day and worked up to a 195 kilo single on the pin press, the mid-range pin press, which is about a 1 board height. So it's pretty cool to be dealing with that weight. And then a single somewhere in the 175, 177 range. Or sorry, a triple. Triple's what I meant. And that brings us to the final segment of the day, which is where we announce the question of the week. Now the question of the week is released in a separate video. And this week it's gonna be all about transitioning from sumo to conventional or conventional to sumo and trying to figure out which one's better. Which one should I do? Check that video out if you're interested in the answer to that question. As usual, thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for all your support as I head into Worlds here. I hope I can make everybody proud. And leave a like, a thumbs up on the video if you liked it. Ask us some more questions in the comments below because we do often fish through there for our question of the week. So you have a chance at having your question answered. And make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.